Hello everybody, my name is KingStix, and in this Twitch jungle video, I'm going to be showing you the power of Rage Blade as Twitch's final item. So you don't actually want to build it early on or even in the mid game, you want to get it for your final item. So once you have a true full build, you're going to be selling your jungle item and buying Rage Blade to replace it. This will give you way more damage. Granted, you do lose out on Red Smite, but it's totally worth it. Riven doesn't suspect a thing. I'm going to slide right into those juicy DMs. I get up behind her. She started shield, which makes it actually kind of difficult to kill her. She flashes at the last moment and she actually would have survived here, but my red buff and poison finishes her off because she didn't activate her potion. She was greedy. I ward the bush and then I start to kite the Warwick, but I do the dumbest thing possible, and I'll show you that here in a second, which is why I died, because I should have had him. So when I shoot him, I kite to the left. Look, I kite to the left, which pushes me closer to him because of the way that wall is formed. Instead, I should have kited to the right after shooting him, and that way I would have had more open space and more distance I would have had in between me and him. But since I kited to the left, I essentially put myself in a corner, which got myself killed. There, I should have had the Warwick easily and then taken his blue buff. Riven has a decently sized wave pushing against my Lulu, so right now I want to get to top and farm that and maybe go to Warwick's blue and take it, but on my way over top lane, I see that Warwick actually does go for his blue buff, so I'm just going to be going for this farm instead. I didn't really want to go to my blue buff because if I did, it was dangerous because Warwick could have potentially been there. Also, I would have missed out on that wave top, so I think I made the optimal decision here. Right now, I'm farming the golems, waiting for Riven to step back up so I can gank her, but she's playing very defensive right now. I'm going to just take as much CS as I can so we can start to scale. I believe our late game is a lot stronger than theirs. Bard falls off, in my opinion, so does Warwick and Riven. All I have to do is kite them. They're all fairly short range. Lulu doesn't really need any of this CS. Her items are really cheap. The whole point of this strategy is even if you fall behind, like with what I did at Warwick's blue buff, it doesn't matter because you're going to be taking most of the CS in the top lane. On the minimap, I see Malzahar's coming top, so I tell my Lulu, hey, run, Malzahar's coming. The Lulu stays for a little bit too long. I don't usually play with this person. I've only ever played 2 games with him. He's a support main, but he's never even heard of this strategy, so I told him about it like 30 minutes ago. He's doing a good job, but all I'm saying is since he's not familiar with it, he's going to make more mistakes and not be as comfortable on it. Towards the end of this strategy, he definitely got a lot better at it. I personally played a couple of support games in the top lane since I know how it's supposed to be played, so I'll be putting out a few commentary guides on it from the perspective of Janet and Soraka in the top lane working with a Twitch jungle. This is exactly what I was looking for to get back into this game fully, for the enemies to do something very stupid like a dive. They come in for the gank on the Victor, I follow up behind, get off a good W, and finish them off with my auto attacks, getting a lot of gold in the process, also picking up the Warwick's red since he's dead and I knew it was up. Might as well take it. Also going to take the Raptors as well. I'm waiting for Victor to get back the lane. That way I can gank the Malzahar. He's not pushing up though, so I'm having to be very patient before I go in on him. He finally steps up a little bit, so I decide to go in auto attack W, stay on to the best of my ability, and finish him off with my E. I don't have much faith in my Victor because he is a Yasuo main, so I flash away from the Warwick. If I didn't actually flash away from him, and if I would have just stood still and waited for Victor to use his gravity field, I definitely could have killed the Warwick. We did at least get his flash though. If only I had more faith in him, it definitely would have been a kill. I figured Warwick would have stayed behind in his jungle to catch up on gold after that failed gank. Warwick does have a lot of healing, so it only makes sense that he would be here, which is why I took his blue first. And if he was on blue, I would have killed him, and then that's why I checked his wolves. Here, I turned on the Riven really hard because I saw Malzahar closing on us, and I thought he went the long way, so my objective there was to try to kill the Riven before Malzahar could loop all the way around us. Malzahar instead ran the short way around to try to save Riven's life, which he does. If Malzahar didn't run the short way, me and Lulu had a good chance at killing the Riven. I'm top right now because Riven has a massive wave pushing in, so I knew she was going to come up to try to finish shoving it. That way Lulu didn't freeze it on her. I thought maybe we could kill her, but the issue is I just don't have any damage right now. I don't have my Blood Razor or Hurricane. Very little attack speed on my kit. Riven can just simply run away like with what you saw there with an E and a couple of Qs. I do now have my Blood Razor in a good section of my Hurricane. At this point, I have really high single target damage. Clearing my AoE camps is still a bit of a struggle. Warwick is crossing over through the river. He used his ultimate a little bit ago, so I thought it would still be down. But even if it wasn't, Alistar was close behind me, so if Warwick did ult me, I knew we could really fuck him up. We get the Infernal off it since Warwick's ultimate was down, so a great trade there. Caitlyn is way overextending, assuming I'm not there for some reason. We pick off the Caitlyn, and now we have free reign to shove mid lane. Riven is top right now, so it's a 4v3, but Alistar ran all the way around in the chickens to do a weird maneuver, and we don't got time for that. I went top lane instead to try to fight the Riven under turret. I figured that if she tried to finish off the turret, I could kill her, and if she went for me, the turret would kill her. I ended up being right halfway. We both die. It's not the worst trade in the world since I know I can outcarry this Riven in the late game since I am a Twitch with the Lulu and Alistar. Having two supports as a hyper carry is absolutely amazing. I'll tell you that right now. Trying to play Twitch without a support is extremely grueling. As my teammates push up, I run up ahead of them, assuming Malzahar was going to clear the wave, and he does. As I'm stunned, I tap my flash as fast as I can. That way, whenever I came out of Bar's ulti, I would dodge the Warwick ult because I knew he was going to do that. Surely enough, I do dodge the Warwick ult, which is great. I'm still alive, ready to fight, and since Warwick's ult's down, they don't have a great way to gap close on me. Alistar does a great job at zoning the enemy team, knocking people up. We pick off the Warwick and the Bard. Next, we turn on to the Riven. We just got 4 kills and not a single one of us died. This is a really good power shift for our team. We just need to be careful and try not to throw around the 20-minute mark, otherwise we might lose Baron. Hint, hint. Whenever you get an ace or multiple kills on the enemy team, try to stay in that lane if you can, if you do have minions, and take as many turrets as possible. Otherwise, you're just wasting time and you're going to drag out the length of the game for no reason at all. It's a very common mistake you see in lower elos. After someone gets a kill or an ace, it's not strange at all to see that person then go into the jungle and just start mindlessly farming. Right now, I'm farming a little bit to try to get my Hurricane. I see the enemy team engaging on my team, so I'm coming around with the flank with my ultimate. I'm waiting for Warwick to use his ulti. Right when Warwick uses his ultimate, I feel safe to attack now. I start tearing them up. Whenever you find yourself in a chaotic team fight as Twitch or any squishy in general, you need to try to pay attention to what have the enemies used. For example, I hadn't seen Warwick use his ultimate, so I knew it wasn't a good time to fight. All I had to do was wait a few more seconds, and sure enough, he used it, and that pretty much won us the fight. If I started my ultimate before he went in, he could have just ulted me and maybe killed me, or maybe I wouldn't have killed as many of them. It's hard to say. We have a lot more gold and pressure than the enemy team. We just took Herald, now we're closing in on Dragon. We catch Caitlyn out of position, so this will lead to an easy Dragon and red buff. While Riven split pushes top in, it puts us in a bit of a weird spot because none of us can really go match her very well. So we are just kind of trying to decide who should go over there. Malzahar pushes up mid and puts himself in a bad spot. He ends up having to flash away. Lulu gets really low. I pick off the Bard, but then Warwick ults me. This fight turns out really bad because Victor's on Fountain and the enemy team had their ults up and we didn't have ours up. The enemies are pushing up mid 4v2. Victor lingers a little bit too long and a little bit too close, getting himself killed. All in all, it's really bad timing on the Victor's part since Baron is up. While he's dead, this is going to allow the enemy team to pull vision on Baron, get wards, clear our vision, and ultimately set it up for an easy pick. We do still have a bit of a gold lead, so the enemies are going to have to do something before they can take the Baron. Warwick chases after us. I hit him with W to slow him down. His ult still brings him right on top of me. I then get hit by a Bard ultimate into Malzahar ultimate. If Malzahar didn't have ulti, I might have been able to kill the Caitlyn. It wouldn't really matter that much. They probably wouldn't be able to Baron, but still, it's not good that 3 of my teammates went bot lane to stop Riven. Alistar, MF, and Victor all went bot lane while Baron was up. I know I did get caught, but there's nothing I can really do against a Warwick ult and Bard ult in that situation. Warwick's ult should be down and Malzahar was dead, so I figured I might be able to stop the Baron and kill the Caitlyn. I do step on a trap, which was bad of me. I should have seen it and avoided it. At this point, the enemy team actually has more gold than us because we're tied in kills, but they have Baron buff. Things are not looking good for us right now. We can't force a fight. We have to let them engage onto us, preferably under a turret. Thank God Caitlyn is making it easy on us. She steps way out of position, gets herself caught out. Then I step into a bush and apparently Riven's just waiting in here and she has 2 lifesteal items. I don't even have Infinity Edge or Executioner's Calling. Even with the Lulu ult knocking her up and Lulu pilling from me, Riven still takes me down. I just purchased my Infinity Edge so the enemies are in for a nasty surprise. I'm invisible, I have ulti up, I let loose, tear into the Malzahar as I kite backwards so they can't go on me. Finish off the Malzahar and go invisible, juking the Bard Q. Now I'm going to try to chase him down and get some more picks. Caitlyn steps up again. She keeps throwing. She just steps up, not even thinking where we could be. If I was on the enemy team, I would definitely be unhappy with her right about now. Warwick even stepped in front of her to try to maybe turn the fight around. Very poor decision on his part. Now that Caitlyn and Warwick are both dead, we can take Dragon once again for free and take a little bit of map pressure, getting Scuttle, clearing out some wards, also taking their red buff. Little things like that after you get a kill make a huge difference. There's no objective for the enemy to take right now necessarily, so they're just playing overly aggressive, trying to get kills. As they engage onto my team, I can open up on them freely, knowing they can't really fight back since they've already used all of their abilities on my teammates. Really good stuff as a Twitch player, just let them engage on your team. We run into Malzahar, I get into melee range on him because then Lulu can just ult me, knock him up. Alistar does a great job following us up and we pick him off. Now that 3 of the enemies are dead, I can farm for free, push into their territory once again, take notes, and now Warwick finds himself in a weird spot. He was playing as if his team had killed the majority of us, but since our team had killed the majority of the enemy team, we're the ones who get to play up, not Warwick. Now Warwick is going to die for his sin, and I'm going to take his jungle camps. And now he's dead. Now his team has to wait 30-40 seconds before he spawns in, before they can do anything. That's 30 or 40 seconds where I have an opportunity to pick another one of them before they can fight us. I see Caitlyn in the mid lane, so here's where I make my move. I open up with my ultimate and then flash pretty much immediately right when I see Bard start his Q animation. If I got stunned there, that could have turned out poorly. Plus, I wanted to make sure I got the double kill. Now that 2 of them are dead, I have 40 more seconds to get another pick. Plus, that's 40 more seconds where the enemy's team can't really fight us. Malzahar foolishly teleports top lane. He's about to get on the pain train, and that consists of me and my 2 supports, Alistar and Lulu. If you mess with me, then you gotta mess with both of them too. That's something that Malzahar definitely doesn't want to fool around with, because one CC, it cancels his ulti, and then at that point, there's nothing he can realistically do. I'm looking for another pick since we're on their turret. I figured one of them would walk up over here. I get my smite off on Bard, hit him with the E as he's running away, and the burn damage finishes him off from my smite and my poison. Now that 2 of them are dead, 2 of the enemies are split pushing our bot lane. I figured Victor can hold it off. He's actually doing a great job at it. He's staying alive while doing his best to clear the wave. This is allowing us to shove in their turret while the only members who are currently alive are either dead or in the bot lane. He actually does get the kill on Riven, which is great for our team. My ultimate's back up. I'm ready to fight. I turn on the Bard with my ultimate, smite. Alistar CCs the Malzahar, messes him up, and we end up killing both of them. If only the minions were closer, then my team would have been able to finish it 3v1 right there. Unfortunately, our minions were too far behind, so it left us in a bit of a weird spot. As we're spawning in, I finished off my full build. I hadn't quite realized that I should have built Rageblade at this point, swapping out my jungle item, but nevertheless, I have a full build with also buying an Elixir of Wrath. It didn't matter though because the enemy team got a great engage onto us. I was forward a little bit too far, so was MF, and they get a good pick on us. I need to stay closer to the back and wait for the enemies to engage, and then I can go in, but currently they have too much engage. Plus with the Riven flash, there wasn't really much I could have done there other than just sitting farther back to begin with. The enemy team overstays and finds themselves out of position. We pick off a few of them, which allows us to take Baron with no resistance. Now we can sweep through, take vision, take their camps, while ultimately securing Dragon. It is at this time that I decided, hey, I should get a Rageblade for maximum bitch slap and damage. Combined with my lethal tempo, it's going to be really insane. When I do have my 6 stacks of Rageblade, I'm sitting at 480 attack damage with 80% crit, which is really gosh darn strong considering I also have armor penetration. And insane attack speed with my lethal tempo and Rageblade. I'm waiting for the enemies to engage. They finally do. Bard gets a good pick, or at least they think. They pick off the MF, and they're also tearing down the Alistar. At this point, I ult and flash the Warwick ult, and they try to back him up, and I absolutely gut the enemy team. They try to follow it up. They get destroyed. I kill most of them in the matter of 2 seconds. Caitlyn manages to get away, but it really doesn't matter because all of her teammates are dead and it's 3 versus 1. Plus, we're just shoving down her throat with Baron buff. If you are going to be building Rageblade, make sure you build it for your very last item, swapping it out for your jungle item. If you guys did enjoy this video and want to support the channel, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. My name is KingStix. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Yeah.